Hello there, I'm Daz. I'm currently at MITHRYN on the island of Solstheim, right there. I'm just about to read Black Book, the Hidden Twilight. Now, in order to gain access to this particular Black Book, you'll need to complete the quest Reluctant Steward for Master Neloth. There are some details on screen there. Once that quest is completed, Neloth will give you a key, giving you access to this area here, where you can read the Black Book, sitting on the Arcane Enchanter. So this Black Book has 8 chapters. It has quite a complicated layout, actually. But it is possible to cheese your way right to the end of chapter 6 if you don't mind missing most of the loot in this place. So this is going to give us access to chapter 2, but before heading in there, I'll show you the cheating method. So in order to do this, you will need either water walking boots or the become ethereal shout. So I'm going to use the shout and head over to this little island. It can be fiddly, this, and it can be a little bit tricky getting out onto dry land, but I've managed it this time. I died on my previous attempt at making this, so you'll just need to deal with the Seeker, activate the Scry, and then head into chapter 6. I'll save that until a bit later on in the video, and now I'm going to attempt to head back over here, safely get back onto dry land and continue by using the legit method. Okay, so that all went well. So before heading into chapter 2, we can actually find a pod down here. So remember to grab that. I actually got something decent in there, a new spell. Okay, here we go, chapter 2. Yeah, there are actually 5 skill books in one of the chapters. So that's what you miss, really, if you skip all those chapters out. Right, a couple of Seekers in here to deal with. Just minor loot on this table, a petty soul gem. I don't think there is anything else. So let's get a move on. Activate this scry, and you need to be a little bit careful here. You need to do a little bit of jumping, and you need to time things just right. Okay, so we need to head down this way, but first we've got a little optional loot area here with another pod. I'll just take everything to save time. Soul gems, and if your conjuration skill is above 40, you will find this Conjure Seeker spell tome. Another pod here. I'll grab everything again. I'll sort out the junk later. Okay, so before you can proceed, you need to head up one of these ramps. Activate the scry. More loot. And continue. Okay, so this is where the layout can get a little bit confusing. We need to head through here first. We want to deal with this chap. I'm quite overpowered, as you can see. And the scry to open the gate into the next area is just up here. Now, before carrying on, you'll want to head straight down here. I'll go to the local map so you can see where I am. Because we have another chapter hidden away here. And if you miss this, you lose a chance to get the skill books a little later on. Okay, so when I activate this scry, it will open a door just through there. Okay, and you'll understand why a little later on. So back into chapter 3. And let's continue our journey. Okay, we need to unlock this gate, which we do by heading up here. Just drop down quickly. Another pod. Okay, so chapters 5 and 6, if you have unlocked the door in chapter 4, you can now get at these skill books. Okay, and here they are. Skill books for 5 skills of the magic school. So, illusion, conjuration, alteration, restoration, and destruction. Okay, I'll leave them there. There is also a pod, almost forgot. Silly me. Okay, we can now head into chapter 6. So we are almost done, folks. This is chapter 8. We need to head into chapter 7, and we find ourselves on the small island that I visited right at the very beginning of the video when I showed you the cheat method. I'm now going to switch up my loadout. Because there's going to be a couple of lurkers, I think, for me to deal with very shortly. Okay, let's just check if there is any loot. Soul gems, I had a feeling there should be another pod, but maybe I'm wrong. It's not that important, really. Here they are.
Fight!
Easy. Elemental blast is ridiculous once you've got it fully leveled. Okay, almost done. Okay, so before activating the book, we have a vessel, more gems and scrolls, and we also have Conjure Ashbourne. Now, I read through some of the online wikis and there was no mention of this, so I'm guessing that this only appears if you've completed the quest for Talvas. I think it's called Telvanni Research, and gained access to Talvas's inventory. So in that case, you may find one of his spells here. That's my guess in any case. I'll quickly run through these options. They're not great, to be honest, so I'll leave these on screen for a few seconds for people to hit pause. Summons a field of writhing tentacles that poison foes. Mara's Grasp freezes a target between Oblivion and Tamriel for 30 seconds, making them immune to all damage. And finally, Mara's Boon fully restores health, magicka and stamina. I'll accept that one. You never know when you may need it. And then, as always, back to Solstheim. I hope people have found this useful. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.